Hey y'all, I'm in the garden today. It is so far a beautiful day. Let me show you the sky. Beautiful blue sky, but don't let it fool you because in a couple of hours it's going to be over 107 degrees out here, and I'm not going to want to do anything but sit in the air conditioning inside and work on inside projects. So I thought I would come out here and work on this project because we are still planting. We are still trying to keep our garden growing even though we are in a drought, because I water this area anyway, plus I have the runoff from my washing machine, my gray water from my washing machine. So keeping anything I put in this planter here alive shouldn't be difficult. But I have seen people, lots and lots of people, using these planters, these corrugated looking planters. So I reached out to a company and I said, hey, will you guys send me a sample and I will review it in exchange for one of your garden boxes. So this brand here, let me move the camera down. This brand here is a Landguard brand. Tommy put this one together. I'll show you what it looks like. In case y'all didn't know, there's no bottom on these. They are bottomless, which I knew. I just thought I would mention that for those of you who don't know. But anyway, I had lots of questions that I haven't had answered yet by anybody, like how hard are they to put together? Do they rust easy? Do they bow out when they get soil in them? I had a bunch of questions before I'm going to invest my hard-earned money in any of these. They're priced pretty well. This is a 4x2x1 and it's $39.99 on Amazon. And it took Tommy about 15 minutes to put it together. I think if he did a second one, it would take him less time, but this was the first one he had put together. So it took him about 15-20 minutes to get all the screws in, because let's see, at least 50 screws there. I'm not going to count them all individually, but so anyway, I need to get some soil in here, and I went to Lowe's, and they're marking down all their plants to get ready for winter, and I got two of these. It says Bulbine, a mounding perennial. Keep moist first year, one time per week after. Cold hardiness 30 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Non-hardy in zones 1 through 8. Mature size is 16 to 20 inches high and 16 to 20 inches wide. It looks kind of like a grass with yellow flowers. I don't know. You can see here it has these stalks that came up. So I thought this would be interesting in this container, and we can see if it does well over in this area under my metal teepee that I have here. So I got two of those, so $4 each on those, half price. If you've never checked out the Lowe's half price plants, go check out the rack. It's usually somewhere towards the back of the plant section, and they mark everything down, especially this time of year, and you can get some really good deals. There was nothing wrong with these plants. It's just they don't have a pretty flower on it anymore. I also got some purslane, and it looks like my chickens have gotten hold of it, but it also needs to be watered. But this stuff usually grows really well here in Texas. So I'm going to plant these on each end and then the purslane in the middle. So we'll have yellow flowers and then pink flowers in the middle. So this one says it's an annual, but I've had these grow for years and years, and I guess that depended on whether we had a freeze or not. If I lose it, it only cost me $2.50 because it was half price. So first I'm going to put cardboard in the bottom of the planter. It's not necessary, it's just something that I'm going to do. The grass will most likely be killed by all the soil that I'm going to put in it. And then I'm going to let you know how many bags of soil it took me to fill this 4x2x1 planter. So let me go unload the soil from my truck and I will be back. Alrighty, so I've got 2 boxes on the bottom and now I'm going to start filling them with soil. Alright, let's count the bags of soil as I put them in. Here goes the first one. Looks like I'm gonna need to go get 2 more out of my truck. So far I've put 4. So back to the truck. Okay, so I put 5 total bags in here. I'm gonna keep the 6th one over here because, you know, after you water the soil, it's going to compact down. So I'm sure I'm going to have to add the 6th one. So let's just say, for sake of argument, that it takes 6 bags to fill a 4x2x1 galvanized planter. So now I'm going to get these plants in here before they die out in this heat. Really, it looks like it would not be hard to separate these. I should have brought my knife out here, but I didn't. Let's see what it looks like if I just tear one apart, because these things get root bound at the big box stores. It may not like that, especially this time of year when it's going to struggle, but figure can put more. You see how each one has a root here? It's kind of like multiple plants. Yeah, should be fine to separate these. Guess we're gonna find out. Anyway. There's one. There's 2. Go ahead and place the... And that thing was dry. Go ahead and place the purslane in here. There is a purslane that grows wild around here. Haven't seen any in my yard in a while, but every now and then you'll see some pop up. You know what? I want that one closer to the front. Yeah. Was another question I had was about these planters. Are they too Are they going to heat up too much in our Texas heat and be like cooking my plant roots? That was another question I had. Not trying to look for the negative, but when you spend a lot of money on plants, you want to do it so that you surely don't want to be killing your plants. All right, let's separate this one. And then put the last two down here on the end. All right, well, so far it's holding up pretty well to the weight of all the soil that I put in here. These plants will fill out. If not, then I'll fill in some of the gaps here, but I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna have to thin this out by next year if they don't freeze this winter. As far as how it holds up to weed eating against it and rust, we'll just have to wait and see in future videos. This is where the experiment starts, not where it ends. But these plants should do fine here in this unbearable heat. I don't know if y'all can see on the camera that my face is dripping sweat, but it is pretty miserable out here. And if ERCOT shuts off our electricity, yeah, that's not going to be... There's going to be a lot of unhappy Texans. In fact, there was a couple that died recently because their air conditioner went out and they hadn't gotten it fixed yet. They had an appointment to get it fixed, and before it got fixed, they died. So, air conditioning is important here. Anyway, if you guys want to see how to put one of these together, I'll put Tommy's instructional video at the end of this one so you can see how easy or hard it was to put together. It wasn't hard. I think for $39.99 that this is a good deal. That's a little bit more than us using scrap lumber to build our above ground planters, but as far as if you guys had to go out and buy wood and do it, I mean, with the price of lumber, it's not going to be that much more expensive just to buy one of these galvanized planters. So I think it's a good value. I think it's worth it. So I have a front door to paint. It's black. It's absorbing the heat. We did put on a window film, but now I need to get it in there and put the kills on it so I can paint it a different color so we can keep it cooler inside of our house. But it's too hot out here for me now. If you guys are interested in buying one of these planters, I will put a link down below to where I got it on Amazon. Thank you to Cantor, or however you say it, for sponsoring this video for these Landguard above ground planters. You guys check out Lowe's for their half-price plants. Thank you guys for watching, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. And now Tommy's going to open the box and see what's inside and what's required. We're going to see if this really takes only 5 minutes to put together.
The instructions. Everything in the box. Be careful. These are sharp edges. Seems to be pretty good, heavy duty. Okay.
Screwdriver fell.
Yep. Separate all the little nuts and bolts real quick.
See the directions show you've got 3 curved ones, 2 straights, 2 straights. That's all the directions you need.
Yep. So we'll take and we'll start putting the 3 curves together. So I've decided you need a pair of pliers and you can use a flathead or a fairly good size Phillips. I'm using a Phillips head 2, number 2. So you can grab a hold of the little bolt nut. Get them tight. Okay, so we got it all together. You want to put you want to put the head of your bolt on the outside. That way you don't have these sticking out to where they could potentially scratch you or hurt somebody. We've got it all together. Took a little more than 5 minutes. Wasn't hard. The instructions are simple. You got 6 round pieces that are your ends, and then 4 straight pieces which are your sides, and then all your bolts and nuts that come with it. So it's 4 foot long, 2 foot wide, and 1 foot deep. Makes a nice little planter. You will have a couple extra nuts and bolts. It's okay. Just put them aside. Other than that, it's good. It's sturdy. It doesn't wobble. And can be put just about anywhere you like.